Still working?
No, we moved out, this week. At the end of last week, I don't.
This week has been stunning of late.
It was very nice. I didn't want to leave, but Barbara's good sense prevailed. It usually does. You've been invited by Michael, you've been invited by Barrett 4748 at Gmail to attend an event named Lakes. Why it does that, I don't know. I wish I could get rid of that Gmail.
Yeah.
And I surely don't invite anybody to come to these meetings. Or any meetings, anything I put down there in the calendar.
Yeah, I don't get those. I don't get the reminders or whatever they are. I don't know why. So you know.
How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing.
Hey, Nick.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too.
Nick, I think I've got it on. Put the recording on. And is there a place where people can sign in here? I know the Paul Feinberg.
Yep, so you have participants. If someone shows up and wants to get into the meeting, you just admit them into the meeting. So like anyone has.
He's a ball guy.
He's doing well.
But
He's
yeah,
doing well.
so
Hopefully recovered
So
from
then when
shoulder
you say that-
surgery and had a good summer. And able to play on the
you
list.
just exit right out of the whole screen.
But
You know,
you'll
let's say end meeting for all, you'll say yes.
November.
And the board.
Oh,
Is it-
everything
is it-
except a rotator.
So it's gonna
cuff,
record
basically.
this automatically.
They did all kinds
Yeah,
of.
well,
It's recorded and show has been done twice.
And I'll save it to the class.
Okay.
And then tomorrow.
Not more than a month later.
Friday.
Sailboat.
So I
There's
said,
nothing else. I
This has been done once.
yeah, admit people and you shut it off.
Okay.
Well, don't
Yeah,
shut it off,
yeah.
hit exit out of,
Cataracts.
the Zoom.
Years.
Yeah. Well, hopefully after the year and the other year, you'll have a break.
No more cancer in there.
You know, sorry.
You've had a time. Last couple of years, it's been really tough for you guys.
Okay, I gotta see the doctor in Boston, February. I think, Valentine said. And I wanted to give you a vision of the games. He says, don't fall again.
Exactly.
And the first time was sort of a Hail Mary, we don't. One, two, you don't have a corner. Is Paul on?
Paul's going to be on.
Is he there?
Not yet.
That's still only three, we need four, don't we?
We have four of us, so we need three. Would that be it?
Well, how many on the committee? You're supposed to count for even the vacancies.
Mark?
Seven.
Under Robert's rules anyway. Because who knows when we were operating under Robert's rule. I'm not gonna argue with you, because that's enough. I'm not sitting here wasting time.
But, we don't need we can still have a meeting, you just any decisions.
Can't vote on it.
Yeah, we're just, we'll what we can and.
There you go. Well, nothing,
If anything, I just want to make sure that it's gonna be saved in the file, which now you're signed in.
So it's automatically when I, okay, there's Paul.
Admin, let him in.
and stop saying we until you've been sworn in.
Oh, good one. You.
Just so you know that.
There you go.
Okay.
That's it, when you're done with me, just close the window. And we'll say end meeting for all, and you say yes.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Thank you, Nick.
I'll leave you guys be.
Yeah, and I'll lock her.
See you there.
Yes, yeah, it was good seeing you.
Hi, Paul.
I know, I've been hiding.
I know, what the heck's up with that?
I don't know.
Just not coming visiting anymore, what the heck's up with that?
What's happened here? What, you had security problems?
I guess. At some point. No, it's just one of those things where you hear recommendations and they implement them. Well, it's good, I guess, you know, it's just let anybody in here, you know, only the really important people.
And what are you doing there?
I don't know. I think it's a mistake.
You and Mary are the two most important people in that room.
I don't know about that. Marry me.
You too.
Maybe I just chill out in the back and try not to disturb it.
You sign the checks, don't you?
That's true.
That makes you very
That's
important.
pretty important.
That's not payable. Oh,
See you later. We'll lose.
Oh, I know. It's kind of everything.
I talked to him to stay a couple of times.
Really? No, I like it when it's really nice guy.
He's being pursued by the other municipalities.
I'm not surprised. Probably that happens a lot.
Paul, can you hear me?
Nothing on the screens. I can work, we should bring our computers, we could all talk on Zoom.
Paul, should I ask Paul to unmute or?
This one. I don't think.
Hello?
Hello, okay,
Hold on.
Okay, good.
give me 1 minute, I'm just trying to figure out how I can type in right here.
Hold on. I gotta make this bigger so that you have an area to type. Maybe it will get bigger as you type along.
All right.
Let me just say, yeah, it will.
Okay, all
All
right,
right, go ahead.
You don't have the big screen somewhere?
Trying to get that.
Not much of a meeting if I can't see his countenance.
see me?
I can see you.
Okay, good, I guess.
We can.
Trying to get the.
Over.
Want to grab Nick?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're recording this, right?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
I don't think I'll come live to the transfer committee meetings. They put me to sleep. Besides, I have to get my wife to drive me down in the middle of the night. They need it 7.
Nick's on his way.
Oh, good.
Why don't the screens work?
Oh, we gotta turn them off.
That's good. That makes sense. Why the hell can't I get these buttons lined up?
I didn't want to break it.
No, that's all right.
So that should be pretty basic.
Yeah, nothing, they don't keep running. Start from the bottom of the block.
I did something else down.
Hopefully they're on the right channel.
Is it, somehow I've got his whiteboard, and I scroll the wrong thing. Let's,
There's nothing.
Is that how you want it? Like, I think you can do F11 full screen.
yeah, just the whole screen, just none of that stuff, I don't know.
Full screen. Yeah, I'll put it down there.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah,
Okay, you can move it if you need a different spot. That's full screen.
can we get rid of that white thing?
That white thing,
See white screen, I think.
wasn't that what you want him to do?
No, I think just expand all this.
I think he wants the people, but not.
Just-
Oh, just the people.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just the people.
All right, well, I think, there we go. I see,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That looks good.
It's gonna be even better when we get AI.
Yeah,
Yeah, they can write everything.
there you go. Is that good how you wanted it?
That's good.
Okay.
Thank you.
I know, I just
Okay.
lost the whiteboard, but okay.
Let's see the top of it.
Yeah,
Do we need to see the whiteboard or do you need to see the whiteboard, Bob?
No, you don't need to see the
Thank you.
whiteboard, I'm just trying to do minutes at the same time, but when I'm there in person, I can put it on my laptop, but. Anyway. I don't think this
Well,
is.
Zoom is recording it,
so we'll commence, Paul. It's okay with you.
Yep,
You got anything else?
Thanks, Nick.
Yes, I'm around up to more members.
Was it more members?
Yeah. They're speaking of.
Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. President, myself, Pat Donahue, Michael Barrett, Paul Feinberg, and soon-to-be member Kimberly Dallas.
Maybe. I might go out and lobby against her. you know.
Great.
Paul, did you get that?
I got all that.
Okay, good. The first, in the agenda, the first item was a review of select board's comments on the revised Lakes and Natural Resources Committee bylaws. Yesterday, we presented the revised bylaws of the Lakes and Natural Resources Committee to the select board, and they approved it. They had two small typos they did, with added some S's over at lakes and numbers. So we're all set. And they were very gracious, and we didn't spend only about 10 minutes, and they were glad to see us moving along with that.
So that was the bylaws in the charter?
There is no charter. I think the bylaws is it. I think previously town manager put in a charter, but there's no other organization I've seen, town committee that has a charter. They have bylaws or they have an ordinance that made them. So charter would be redundant in this case. They didn't ask for one.
The other ones have to give it.
Yeah. So that's good news. So now that we're a new committee, what do we do next?
Adjourn.
One thing that that's come up is it's time for the comprehensive plan update. And that is an update of the 2014 plan. And Kimberly Dallas and I were both on that committee, and there's a number of areas that I think the Lakes and Natural Resources Committee could help with that. There's a section called, I emailed you this comprehensive plan update process a few days ago. There's a section called Natural Resources, Agriculture and Forestry. And then there's another section, Land Use Plan. And then it goes into, kind of some public discussions on both of these later in the period. But the basis for our becoming this committee was really based on the comprehensive plan, because the comprehensive plan asked for that in 2014, and it noted that it was specifically needed for to focus on the natural resources, our land use plan, and that's what we put into our authorities and duties paragraph here is one of the main topics, so main focuses. I think it's a natural one for us to do. How we're going to do that, I'm not sure yet. We've had the first meeting of the comprehensive plan review process a week or so ago. We had KV Cog come in, their representative, and kind of outline it with us. So they basically do the writing. We do a lot of the input and a lot of the dealing with the public. And some of these will have meetings, open meetings. Some will be casual things. So it's really just beginning, but we'll get in on the ground floor, which is good. And we've had enough. We've been at this long enough to know what some of the issues are in the town, whether they be land use policies. We weighed in on the solar policy, subdivision policy we weighed in on, and there's land protection on and on. So this will give us a way to weigh in on that. Kimberly, can you add anything on that?
I think what's probably going to happen is during the proposed schedule on the comprehensive plan update, is for the ones that refer to natural resources, land use. I think are the two main ones that might be important for the members of this committee to join in on those meetings. Those meetings are the third Wednesday of each month at 5:30. So maybe if we can also add that to the notes for the just to make sure people are aware of those dates.
Yeah,
They're subject to change, but that's the plan that we kind of, laid out the comprehensive plan update meeting last month. Our next meeting, the comprehensive plan meeting, I think is October 28th. We had to change that date a little bit due to a personal issue for somebody. But for the most part, it should be the third Wednesday of every month at 5:30. And we also, that committee, we keep all of our meetings to 1 hour. We have agreed that during the comprehensive plan update process, we will go to 1.5 hours if need be, but just that you can all plan your time accordingly. That would be whatever to add to that.
And Kimberly, the next meeting is October 28th.
Let me just pull it up on my calendar just to be sure I'm giving you the right date. It's October 25th, I'm sorry,
25th.
25th.
That's at
And that-
5:30.
5:30, and that one, I don't know that the Lakes and Natural Resources Committee needs to be at that one. I think the first one that we might hopefully we soon, will be the January meeting. Do you agree, Pat?
yeah, I agree with that. January,
January 24th, I think is the first time that having the Lakes and Natural Resources Committee attend would make sense.
And what's the purpose of our being there?
As we go through the different sections of the comprehensive plan update, the purpose would be to use this committee as kind of like the brain. So we'll be asking questions and getting information so that we can gather all the information and do the input to KB Cog, who does the write-up. Is that
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, and we probably, this committee could probably start ahead of that, looking at
yes,
what's already there and what we may
Yeah.
see, and kind of get a little ahead of the game,
Yeah.
rather than wait till the
kind of be
end,
prepped for that meeting. That would be
Yeah.
very great, I would think.
which I think would be good.
I'm curious, Pat, has there been any feedback from the select board on the notion of increased public access?
Yes,
It was
and yes,
positive, negative.
positive. Not the whole, it wasn't brought up to the select board as a group yet. I think select board members have, talked to me about it's important to public lake access, additional public lake access, especially for swimming. There's some for boating, and the state has the ramps and so forth, which is in their jurisdiction, but so I think and as the lake gets more used and more people are coming in the area, it's all the more needed. Very difficult to find,
Yeah, that's,
that what pieces that are appropriate, but that's, so we haven't really gone out and developed a methodology to ask, to look at landowners that might want it, or appropriate properties that could even meet the criteria, but that may happen. But right now, it's just a kind of a wish, but an important one for people in the town.
Thank you.
Paul, do you have anything to add on the kind of the natural resource? How we could work with the comprehensive plan committee on that?
I know, I guess I'm concerned, or my question is, what is the comprehensive plan's viewpoint at this point as to open space?
as far, to the best of my knowledge, the comprehensive plan, that is one of the things that is part of what we understand the residents want in Belgrade. And that is something that I think everyone is for. The biggest issue has been not having property to allow for that. We just don't have access. It's so expensive to buy property. And I don't know that there's any property that we know of. But I think everyone that I've talked to in Belgrade, whether on comprehensive plan committee or just, casually talks to, everyone agrees. Most everyone, I should say, I think is really wants to have access to the lake for residents, for visitors, etc.
And often just open space, for outdoor recreation.
Oh, yeah, hiking trails,
Hiking trails.
Yeah.
They
snowshoeing, cross-country skiing.
doesn't really have budgeted resources, this year for, they might know more about how the government works in town. But if you wanted to, say, buy 200 acres in town, it was a wooded area, it was gonna cost you 400,000 or 300.
You'd have to get an item put on the budget next town
Go
meeting,
to the top, so it's almost like a year
A year in advance.
in advance, all here.
and what's difficult is in that intervening year, the price can go up, the property can leave the market, all kinds of things.
That's right, unless you have a willing owner who wants to wait.
Look how long it's taken to find a place to put the new firehouse.
So some of the thought is, you know, kind of maybe not so much partnering with Seven Lakes Alliance, which has great skills in this, in purchasing land, stewardship, all the negotiations. Maybe to find some way we could work with them, maybe as just a goodwill partner, or possibly, you know, with some money in different, you know, it depends on the property, I think, but.
And I believe I've had discussions with a few people. There's a parcel of land near the transfer station. Does Belgrade own that, or does 7LA own that? Do you know which
I
one?
know there's, the one that was cut.
Yeah,
As far as I know, the logger, I think it was who did the logging, still owns it.
oh, okay.
That's about 200 acres.
Where's that?
It's right past, if you going on the Dunn Road, you go right past the entrance to the transfer station, and then you're going uphill a bit, and you see where some forest harvesting has been done. You know, it's kind of going up the hill. It's kind of a rectangular piece going down toward the lake, but like on the lake.
Has a survey ever been done of the resources that are there now? In other words, how many, we have, I know we have a lot of trails in town.
Yeah.
How many, whether it's enough, I don't know. I know we have access to numbers.
I don't know, actually.
That might be something.
I know there's private owners who have property with a lot of trails.
Well, they, you know, do they make the assessment? Yes, the trail there is accessible. It's not accessible. You can't really count it unless you can talk to the landowner until getting the public in there.
That's right, so
And are they hiking trails, or are they motorized trails, or, you know?
the ones I know are walking
I don't think we want any,
trails.
no, I don't think we want any motorized trails.
No.
Yeah.
But you know, I think there's ways to partner with private landowners. Seven Lakes Alliance, you know, and some of they've recently owned some land in Belgrade on Route 27, right across from the Health Center. Places like that could be easily accessible to people, townspeople.
There's the golf course too. There's really great hiking trails after the season.
Yes, it is.
When I was able to walk, we walked it all the time. And
So I think it'd be wise to kind of see what inventory is already there that could be,
that's what I'm getting at.
you know, could be included or worked on, and work with landowners or other groups to. I know when we had a recreation meeting with the comprehensive plan review committee with the rec director, that was one of their top things was wanting trail, you know, kind of
Yeah.
you know, for the people to enjoy and get outside. So I think that's a big plus, and that's one that I think we can work with.
And that's actually one of the mandates, and that's probably not the right word, on the comprehensive plan is to update signs and maps of public spaces. I know that Corey is working on the new signs, mapping has not started. So we have that on the comprehensive plan side of things is in progress. So it's on the list of things to be done.
Who's Corey?
Corey Alexander, he's, what is his role?
He's the rec director.
No, that's
Oh.
David Flash one.
Or he's a
Is he facilities, or is he the new
sexton.
sexton, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been out of circulation now for close to 2 years, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Some of the names.
names, yeah.
I think there's a great feeling to have more outdoor recreation. You know.
Yeah, I think everyone
You know.
that I've talked to is very much in
Exactly.
favor of that.
And we have, you know, the rec directors, you know, seems excited about it. But again, they're gonna need financial help, political help to, you know, make some of these things priorities and reaching out to others, donors.
Yeah.
And there are donors here who may not want to donate to a lake association, but would love to do it for the town.
Mhm.
You know, so there's I think there's a pool of people that, you know, that we could deal with it, that really help with us. Once we have, like anything, when you develop a project, or say, here's this space could be this, it can generate some excitement and momentum.
But don't you agree, we ought to take an inventory before we do much more? We ought to have we're saying we need more, we don't know what we have.
As a town, we don't have much.
Doesn't matter if the town owns it or not, but what's in the town, and of that, how much is accessible to the public? A lot of landowners will allow the public to use those trails, or the old tote roads or whatever. But we don't know where they are or who they are.
I think having an inventory would be great,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right, that's the best, that's the place to start, see who,
see what we have and then
what we have,
what do we really.
where is it?
And I think the Lakes Association, like Seven Lakes, could garner more support if they would facilitate. Actually, be able to get a trail open to the public, so people can see that they do something more than take care of
I
the
agree,
rich landowners.
as a board member, I agree 100%. That
Yeah.
we need more of that, we need to really engage the people here who live here.
You need the people who are not necessarily lake owners.
That's right, they live here, and that's the majority of the population.
And I
The
think,
voting public.
Yes,
yeah, and I think the snowmobile clubs, I know there's one in Rome, there's one in, I think Belgrade has one, I'm not positive about that.
That's certainly right.
But that would be a great group of people to talk to too, because those are landowners, not necessarily lakefront owners. And they are obviously very much interested in trails. And not everything would be a snowmobile trail, but just hiking and more outdoor enthusiast type people.
Well, a lot of those trails, they make accessible to skiers.
Yeah.
They don't hog them to themselves, they're pretty generous with.
Yeah.
But where are they? And who are they?
Well, I know that both of those groups have maps available. I don't know if they're available, they're probably available online, I haven't looked. But that would be a good start for inventory.
I'm on the lands and stewardship committees with Seven Lakes, whatever they have, we can find out.
Okay,
I'd
great.
like- I'd like-
Engage that.
Yeah, I'd like to see Seven Lakes appoint some people to actually do this, so we know it's on the books and it's gonna happen. I say Seven Lakes because they're the biggest one around. And they're the ones most interested in land, and
They are, and they have the staff to do it.
they have the staff to do it.
In fact, tomorrow, the Lands Day committee with the Lands Committee in Seven Lakes, so I'll bring it up, not specifically what we're doing, what we want.
So we can expect our next meeting, you'll have that inventory all done and show it to us.
I'll have spoken to you.
You'll have mentioned it.
And if we may have it, I'll ask for, see what we have, they know what they have under, they certainly know. What additional landowners that may be approached, they may know. Or at least show, hey, this would be a good spot, or this would be, you may want to talk to the owners of this property.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be more consulting now, we don't want to count on them for everything, we want to kind of push it through this way and use them to help. It would be the best way to do that.
My question is, I go back a couple of years ago when we first started. Michael made this astute comment that doesn't leave my brain, which is we as a committee need to deal with the low-hanging fruit. We need to do something that's easy to do, that we can accomplish something. And I think we're still struggling after 3 years to do something that's meaningful. And my question is, since Pat, you're on the 7LA's Land and Stewardship Committee, what is 7LA not doing that we as a committee or as a town could do? And are you talking about this sort of a trail network that we might be able to put together? And is there incentives to landowners to participate? Is this some program that we could devise that might, I don't know, even give tax benefits to landowners to put, trails into conservation?
I think what we're saying is the first step should be to inventory what's available, get an inventory set up. And then we know what's available, you can go and approach the landowners or whomever is appropriate.
Yeah.
But Michael, what's available? What does that mean, available? Does it mean
Is
that-
there, is there a trail out there now? And if there is a trail out there, what's an appropriate use? Is it public? Will the landowner allow the public to use it? Is it a walking trail? Is it a snowmobile trail? The golf course, I had suggested the golf course is a great place to walk. Will the owners allow the public, at least in the off season, to go out and use it? I've been out when I could walk. I was out there a lot. It was really nice. That's the kind of thing I'm thinking of, why we need an inventory to know where those places are.
we need an inventory, but we need to also understand how it's done. How do the snowmobile clubs gather, get permission, or what's their procedure? How does the golf course deal with this? And is there a way for us to make this more attractive and come up with a whole trail system in town?
Maybe making a list of people to reach out to would be a first step, like the 2 snowmobile clubs, the golf course.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who else.
So I'm suggesting maybe we should have a meeting where we invite some of these landowners or a snowmobile club, for example, and understand what the process is.
Where they are.
Are these signed documents? Do they get legal permission? Is it just a handshake? How is it done, and how can a municipality make it attractive? If I own a couple 100 acres with some trails on it, is there any incentive that we could recommend for an ordinance to make it more attractive to a landowner to open his trails?
Public duty. What's wrong with just altruism?
Altruism.
Yeah, just be a good guy.
A lot of people are altruistic.
Yeah.
And they'd be willing to go along with it. I would wager. May have to do something to protect them. So if somebody falls and breaks their leg, they're not held responsible.
That's already done by the state law.
State law, yeah. That's what it is for the town anyway.
Yeah.
If you hurt yourself on an outdoor recreation site, you can't sue.
Same with if you walk on a landowner's land and slip and fall or anything,
Okay, well then you probably.
you're covered from that in state law. That's why there's not as much. That's why there's not a lot of places posted anymore. People could, a lot of people don't really realize that law's in there. But it was meant for public access and not people afterward if they get sued or, get an accident somehow or the person fell down or jumped in the brook the wrong way, get hurt. It remains unique in that way. With that kind of legislation.
Well, we need to take advantage of it.
It is, and most people don't realize it, but it's a very powerful thing. And but it's,
Well, it answers a big objection.
yeah.
Well, that's education, right?
Yeah,
Is there a name for that?
yeah, I'll send you because our family owns some land fair amount of land in central Maine. We had for generations. People come and go all the time hunting, deer hunting, walking,
I'm curious to read it.
and they, they just, there's no permission asked or given. Unless we're doing some logging in an area, we have to shut it, close a road or something down. And we let them know, but it's kind of a custom up here. It's how people use the land. I'm sure it's still done when you drive around roads in Belgrade and Hunt season, you see pickup trucks parked.
Yeah, everywhere.
That's what they're doing.
Unfortunately, on my road.
Yeah.
Just as an aside, I just took a quick peek and the Rome Rough Riders, which is the snowmobile club.
Yeah.
They have 27 miles of trails passing through 5 towns. So I think speaking to those 2 groups and the golf course and anyone else we can think of about what is available and what can we use it for would be great.
Belgrade has a club too, I can't think of the name.
Yeah,
Does Belgrade have its own club?
they do.
Yeah, so we want to talk to them.
Yeah, Ernie Rice was chair of that. I don't know if he still is, he probably is.
If we can partner with her and get involved with us, and it's our goodwill, it now becomes part of our new natural resource committee. that gives us a presence.
Yeah, it does, and in the legislation is already there to protect the landowner.
The thing I like about it, it gives us something we can present to the general
Yeah,
citizen, not, you don't have to be on the way.
Right.
and
That's benefit to them.
that's really, I think, the biggest focus we have to have. You know, lakes have associations, the town, Belgrade, contributes to, for, mitigation, very generously. But the people, to keep it going, we're really gonna have to show that there's something in it for everyone,
Everybody.
not just a lake. That was a good comment, Paul. So far on that, we're looking at an inventory of maybe open space. See who is already doing, see if there's any already being used that way. I know of a few landowners that have hiking trails, they allow the public to come on. And we'll just try to get, I'll speak to the ones I know and get their feedback to how to, if they would kind of want to expand that to not doing more work than they're already doing, but kind of more marketing it, hey, you can come here if you want, rather than just tell me, okay, you can come here.
Yeah, I have a friend that allows friends to use his area, but I don't know if they would be open to more of that. I wouldn't.
So it's kind of a one-on-one
Little conversation.
Conversation, and it'll probably take quite a bit of time. People with their land are very, they want to make sure they're doing the right thing and giving any kind of permission or giving use. But I think we start where we can and keep going and get more activity with the recreation committee and the other users. What I'll do is I'll be talking to the Seven Lakes people tomorrow on the Lands Committee and Stewardship Committee. Those are two committees. Lands Committee is the one that decides to purchase a property or do an easement to the property. It goes through all the legal work on that. And the Stewardship Committee is the one who comes in after something's got an easement or a purchase and manages it. Make sure make sure things are being done right there. So it's a good chance to talk to both of them, and I'll kind of get some more ideas from them and how they could be involved and how we might be able to do it. And other topics in the comprehensive plan work, they were also touched on something we've already brought up. Town road maintenance. It mentions in some of the literature, does the town have using best practices on their road maintenance? That's one of the criteria in here. I know, Paul, we talked about that with Lenny, over in monitoring what seemed to be less than best practices in some cases. So I think to me, that could be low hanging fruit. We might get, see what we have for town regs on that, see if that differs from the best practices that the state may have or something else, and see where we are with that.
Well, we at one point were talking about having Jason Stevens, inviting him along with the town manager and just to go over the DMP practices and what's happening, because as we understand it, there's no obligation for the road commissioner to follow best management. Is that right?
That's right. I think some of it was budget, some of it was the way they've always done it, but that could be something we could kind of get on right now.
Yeah, I suggest maybe the next meeting we have them show up.
Right, so we don't have gaps in doing research, and we have things we can do right now and get motivated and keep on going. Anything else on, comprehensive plan, joint work?
Would you use green highlight?
The green highlight were items that I thought this committee would be natural to work on, which is natural resources,
Why green instead of yellow?
yeah, land use plan. So there's a lot there that will over time be able to get involved with. But I think we have a mix of near term things we can do right off, as you know, with Jason Stevens and the town road, and then longer ones looking at the working on the natural resources, hiking trails. I think if we can come back to before the next meeting, with people, all of us doing a little brainstorming, you know, what do you think the priorities are? How do you want to do them? Kind of each one of us and just share it together rather than wait to share it here. You know, as soon as, you know, probably in a couple of weeks, by a couple weeks time, just share what we have. I'll send out a template maybe with some Q&As for all of us, so we kind of get on the same page. So we can get focused.
I'll be peachy.
Any more new business?
Minutes, you can't,
Yeah.
want to talk about the minutes, or you can't hold on them? I think they were typed nice and neat.
Yeah. At our last meeting, we had, this is all business. We had a Buckterria resident on Great Pond come in and ask our committee what we understood about slalom ski courses. Are they permitted? Are there any regulations that where they can be, so on and so forth? And because he had one that was installed in front of their family property at Camp Meriwether on Great Pond. It has since been removed, but the question is, who's responsible? What bureau of the government is, if any, is responsible? I called up Inland Fisheries and Wildlife. They gave me that was not their jurisdiction. Led me to Tim Thurston, which is Department of Parks, Lands and Conservation. That's their jurisdiction. And I had a great conversation with him about this, because he's like been doing it for 35 years. So he's a wealth of knowledge, and was very, very gracious on the phone. So basically, there's no permit needed if the slalom course is outside 200 feet from the shore. You cannot have one inside 200 feet. So that it would not be permitted there just because of state law. So courses do not, if it's out 200 feet, they can remain. There's no requirement to remove them, the buoys, or take out the moorings.
Would be much fun at headway speed only.
Yeah, and they're not considered a navigational hazard. The town can implement its own mooring regulations, he told me.
Wouldn't our mooring ordinance help with that? Because there's so many moorings that you can have with so many feet of property. I don't have the details right in front of me. Would that take some of that?
That's in limbo now.
Oh, gotcha.
IFMW had some concerns with some of the 2 points of where we allocated one mooring to 50 feet, and that doesn't jive with what the state has. Secondly, if you added another mooring on your property, you'd have to get, the town would have to have a method of allocating moorings to non-residents, which we don't have that ability here. So it was a bit of a, they're going back to the drawing board in those groups to try to, there's so much more use, really get a look at stuff. So, and also with houseboats, they've got a committee in the state on houseboats, how that's going to be how they're gonna deal with that.
So is the mooring ordinance for Belgrade kind of null and void right now as we figure this out?
Unenforced. Waiting on direction. Right in that next stage. Other towns have adopted the same one we did,
Yeah.
so it's the state's trying to play catch up on it. I think
I want our votes back.
it's a priority.
And will that come back to this committee once?
I think it'll come back to the town office, you know, here's a new state,
Okay.
you know, regulations or ordinances. And it'll be up to the town to comply with it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Potentially come back to this committee, you know, to see how it works. The next business, I have all business consideration of the September 5th minutes. Paul did a great job as usual.
Neatly typed.
Neat, tidy, on time. Any comments on the minutes?
If I was able to vote, I'd vote in favor of it, but can't vote on them, I can't vote in favor of it, but I think you did a good job.
So Paul, you and I could vote yes on your minutes.
Why?
Okay.
There's only 3 of us, we don't have
Yeah.
a quorum.
Michael's not voting?
We don't have a quorum.
We
We
don't
have
have,
4 people.
Who's the 4th?
We have four members and we have
Who's the 4th?
we don't
Yeah.
have,
Who would be?
Paul Feinberg.
we only have,
And who?
Lenny,
Oh, Lenny's on there?
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that, okay.
yeah, he couldn't make it today, he had business.
we have no quorum today.
No quorum today.
Well, then we can't vote, what are you saying? That's what I'm saying, we don't have a quorum, we can't vote. Not legally.
So would you just add it to the agenda for next
We'll
time?
table the September 5th minutes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Coast we should vote on the table, but that's all right, can't do that either.
So. Parliamentary decision, I say we do it.
When is the, Kimberly, you are applying to become a member of this?
That discussion happened before you were on. Yes, my application went into the town office right before this meeting. Mary Vogel is out today, so my guess is that she'll probably reach out to me tomorrow or in a couple days to say, this is a go and you need to come down to be sworn in. That's what I'm guessing.
Well, it has to go to the select board.
Yes, you're right.
After they say, yeah,
So as of today, my application's been submitted and it'll get turned around as need be. And I also have a friend that I'm going to, a friend and also Belgrade resident that I think would be really good for this committee. And I'm going to approach her. I have not done that yet.
Be great.
Maybe.
do we have any bonuses out for the new members?
Yeah, they get to vote.
Okay.
Paul, I wish you would either move your camera down a little bit. The glare on your head is just blinding.
I can't see my head. Okay.
All we can do is see the
That's
top
all
of
you
your
can
head.
see is your head.
See from your glasses up.
I'm gonna see if I can find myself here.
You know,
Well, that looks good.
see your nose anyway.
Oh, okay, there it is.
You know.
Okay, so
Oh, here we are.
There you go.
anything more today?
Move to adjourn.
So
Done.
second.
All those in favor?
Yeah,
Thank you, Paul.
privilege motion, Paul, doesn't require a second.
Oh, all right, jeez. Can we point you the parliamentarian too?
Pat and I are fighting over that position.
Yeah.
Put that on the agenda for next week, next month.
You get it. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a good week.
See you.
Bye-bye.
You don't almost see it anywhere you are.
Yeah, and I'll send an email or a text or whatever, once I've been approved and sworn in.